I did it for once. First, hello everyone. AmyR here from Prairie Paper and Ink, Face, Card Making Space. We're live, unscripted, unfiltered, unedited, and unsupervised because it's just me. There's no unpaid intern in the corner. This isn't part of the regular schedule. And yeah, I said during yesterday's regular live that I would try to go live today. And I did it. We'll see. I think this is going to work. I don't know why. It's funny. When I do ones that aren't my normal Sunday lives, my anxiety goes 10 times higher through the roof. And I'm just like, what am I doing? I don't know. Welcome to the mess and the chaos. Welcome to the chaos. So yeah, I think I got everything I needed to do. Yeah, I got everything set up behind the scenes. We're all good. I am going to give away the card I make today. Normally when I do bonus lives, I don't because it's a bit extra work. However, I've got it all set up in the description box below the video. You can put in your address. And for this one, I will just pick a winner most likely tomorrow morning because I'll give people a chance on the replay to catch it as well if you want to enter, and I'll mail a card. Because yeah, I have a month's worth of live cards to give away. So yeah, I think that's all. Like I said, what am I doing? What is this? It's not Sunday. Things are weird. Yep. Gotta love the chaos. And don't mind me crunching. I have a sliced up apple and I don't want it all going like super brown while I'm doing this. So apologies. Anyway, yeah. I think that was all the like housekeeping. This is kind of my hope is throughout here and there just to do little bonus lives because Sundays, 2 p.m. Central, are my regular schedule for lives. I don't really have plans on doing like tons of lives all the time. It just, my edited down videos are what works best in my schedule, and not everyone has time to sit and listen to me yap forever anyway. So, hello to everybody tuning in, and yeah, I did the card giveaway. That's in the description box below, and as always, disclaimer, my links are affiliate links. All that means is that if you click on one of my links and end up ordering something, I get a little kickback from that. It does not cost you anything extra at all, and that adds up throughout the month, and that's what helps pay the bills. Okay, so I have plans. Let me switch the camera down. This is the plan. So this is what I'm aiming for. Mostly new goodies from Pretty Pink Posh. I've got things linked already. I've got and I don't have the names on anything because where's all the little packaging? Because I don't remember the names. Because again, my brain stopped. So I've got the bunny holder. I have the carrot shaker. It's not going to be a carrot shaker. He's just going to be holding a big carrot. Why not? The butterfly border wafer dies. The grass border wafer dies. And sentiments. And then this stencil set. Or this stencil, which is old. This came out last year, I think. I don't remember. Oh, and speaking of which, hello to Paulina. Pretty Pink Posh. She's in the chat. You got my email maybe? Or this just popped up in your notifications. Who knows? I'm, as always, chaotic. But yeah, we're going to do some stenciling. I did some die cutting before we got started while I was like eating my lunch. And splatter, of course. I even found some baker's twine. Things were sort of working. So let's just start and do our background because I already kind of know roughly what I'm going to do. We'll see. We'll see how this all pans out. I'm going to stick my pieces back on the packaging so that I do not lose said pieces. I'll keep that sentiment out because we got to use that in a little bit. Hello to Australia. Hello to everybody. Hello to everyone. Okay, I'm missing. There we go. I'm going to put the grass border back in his packaging, and then everything else we can deal with later. So I got this, and I need a grip mat. Let's grab a grip mat. There we go. Doodly doo. Okay, so I've got a piece of just a very light blue cardstock. This is Simon Says Stamps Sea Glass cardstock. So we got that. And oh, good, you got my email. If I'm not flying by the seat of my pants, really, am I doing anything? Am I doing anything? So we got our stencil. That's what I forgot with my blending brushes. Okay, we're getting there. I'm figuring it out slowly but surely. Okay, got a blending brush. We're gonna do just a fun, really simple background because it's just gonna be ink on the background. That's it. So we'll do, I think I'll do surf ink on this because that'll show up quite nicely. Again, super quick and simple because this will just add some like pattern and texture to the background, as well as just, I like the little like hop, 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 happy Easter, etc., etc. Well, I'm glad you guys could tune in. That makes me happy. You know, it's fun to be able to just chat and do things in real time. So, and yes, this color of cardstock is one of my favorites. Anything that's like a really, really pale aqua shade or just a very, very pale blue, I've always just in my head, I classify that as like a neutral because it goes with everything. So you can't go wrong with a really pale aqua shade, pool shade, whatever you want to call it. So blend that off. This will dry back a bit, not a ton, but it will dry back a bit, so it won't be quite as intense. Derp. So there's our background for now, because we're going to add things to it. But while I've got the stencil, where's my card base? There's my card base. We're going to do the inside of the card at the same time. So my card base, standard A2 size card, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, just white cardstock. Put my little Post-it tape at the score line so I don't get ink where I don't want it. Put the stencil back in place over the inside of the card. And then I'm just basically going to blend whatever's left on the stencil and on my brush, because I don't need this to be, you know, super intense or anything, because I want it to be light enough that I can write over this to the recipient when I mail it out. Because I did promise him yesterday's live that I do plan on leaving my house this week. I do plan on leaving my house and going to the post office and mailing cards. I don't know what else I'm actually going to be able to accomplish other than that. Yeah, super cute. So there was that. And then, I appreciate everybody that's tuning in. Okay, so now I'll set aside the inside. We'll come back to him later. Oh, and I got schmutz on the very back. You know, I don't care. It's fine. It's fine. It doesn't need to be perfect. I knew that even as I was doing it, I should have wiped off the mat. I had ink. I had ink on it. Meh. That's going to be the back of the card. I don't think it's really going to matter. I don't think, hopefully the recipient won't mind. Okay. Oh no, I'm still going to need this because I got my bunny. I die cut him from Neenah Desert Storm cardstock. And he's super cute. You could make, and as I was like die cutting, I was like, he would make the cutest little mini card if you die cut 2 of them, and then you could just like score one like right there, like a little skull cap, score one and adhere it, and then it could be like a little card, and this would be really cute on like an Easter basket or a gift or something, you know, because once he's done, he's going to be adorable. So that's another idea with this little dude. I was like, oh, he'd make cute. And there's that because I used the puppy one that's like the same shape and size. I made birthday cards with that a couple weeks ago, last month, earlier this month, whenever. I don't remember. I don't remember anymore. If I remember after this live is over, I'll link to it at the end of the video. Okay. So we got him from Neenah Desert Storm. And then there's all the pieces to finish him off. So we got the insides of his ears. So I'll add a bit of ink to that. And then the other pieces are like his little whiskers. So I'm not going to add ink to those. His little tail. I'm going to add a smidge of ink to his little bunny butt. So we'll stick that there. And then the pieces for his nose and his eyes. So I'm not going to bother adding ink to that. But I am going to add some ink to him and to his ears. And for that, we'll do, exactly, perfection is overrated. Because yeah, that's the back of the card. Because that's the inside, that's the back. So it's got a bit of ink, but you know, a little bit like that doesn't bother me. If it had been like black ink or something, then maybe I'd been like, crap, need to like use that as scraps and do another one, but it's fine. So I'm going to start with cookie ink, and then I'm probably going to add some gingerbread. Let's just add some ink first. And then we'll just see where all of this goes. And like I always say, when you're blending inks like these, really any ink, but specifically inks like the positively saturated inks or the like Altenews inks, Concord 9th inks, most stamping inks, really, when you are blending them onto color cardstock specifically, whether it's Neenah or just any other colors, always remember that the ink is going to soften and dry back. So that can change how things look, because things will look a lot more intense when the ink is still wet. So if you have a certain look you're going for, or if you're doing things like layering stencils, etc., test it out and just see what happens. You know, let it fully dry. This I'm not worried about, because we're just adding this to give them a little bit more texture. Yeah, I'm happy with that. We'll add that, and then we'll deepen it up a bit with, this is gingerbread, so a shade darker. So we'll go in with some of that. And we'll just bring that in, just like so. Just to give them a little more depth. So that he's not just flat cardstock. So bring in a little bit more. And then I'll take a little bit and just kind of drag it onto the tail so it's not like pure white. That works. That works. A big chunk of him is going to be covered up because he's going to be holding that big carrot. I'll get to that in a second. And then his little ears, we'll do pink ink. Oh, thank you, Jenny. Thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Okay. That one's got orange ink in it, I think. Let's get a pink brush. There we go. So we're going to use, a little bit of just pink ink. This is bubblegum. And we're going to just blend it from the bottom of the little ear pieces. Just like that. Because then that way, dragging it up from the bottom, it'll be a little darker towards the bottom and then lighter towards the tops. And that'll just give it a little more depth. And then all we got to do is assemble this little dude. So let's take these little pieces and wipe off my mat again, because that's one thing I'm like really bad about sometimes, is removing the ink. Even if you can't see it, it's there before I go on to the next thing and then, get all the ink blended. Not that it would really matter, again. like I would say, perfection is overrated. And then I got all my little pieces. He's got a little nose, his little mouth, his little eyeballs. I literally did all this die cutting like 20 minutes before I went live. Just to save us the time of sitting here so you guys didn't have to like stare awkwardly at my face while we die cut. 1, 2, 3. Okay. We got all our pieces. So now we just gotta assemble our little bunny dude. And I forgot to unclog my glue as well. So grab a pin, unclog the glue. We had a whole discussion about this. Not the last live. I think it was last week's Sunday live. Did a whole discussion about this glue and the fact that mine always clogs no matter what I do. And I genuinely don't care. Because I never put the lid on it. I don't care. I don't care. Okay. Reverse tweezers for the win, as always, so that we can adhere all of our little bits and make him an extra super cute little dude. There we go. Do the same with this one. Doop doop. Get those in place. Add a tiny bit more glue right there, like that. Okay. There's his ears. He's already looking adorable. Make sure everything's centered. There we go. There we go. And then his little nose, I die cut from just a scrap of pink cardstock and a scrap of black cardstock. So we can layer it up. And he's got a cute little nose. Oh, he's adorable. He's adorable. I love it. Okay. And be sure to unplug your heating tool. Yeah, that was, well, technically yesterday's live we talked about that, but also I talk about that a lot in my live streams is, yes, unplug your heat embossing tool. Okay. That's going to go like right there. So put glue on him. Just doop. And then get that into place. Just like that. Already he's so adorable. Got that. Scrape off any glue that I've got oozing out past his nose. That'll be fine. That'll be fine. And then, where did I put? I literally lost everything I was using. What the heck? There it is. Okay. I need a bigger boat. We have a mama and baby bunny that's taken up residence in some bushes at the front of our house. Oh, that's cute. Do I want to use this to... I kind of do. I can use this as a guide. One thing I struggle with eyeballing is like spacing the eyeballs properly. And this makes them look funny, but if I just... Because I like that she's got the wafer die. You could use it on its own, like to die cut right into your piece. But I like that she already has it like spaced in place, so I can just use it as a template. So I go like that, and then I can just use my pencil. You guys can't really see it, but I can see the two little dots. That's all I need. I need that visual to be able to put my little glue dots down. And then let's see, and then it looks like I actually know what I'm doing. Look how cute he is. So yeah. Okay. And then for the little whiskers, this I'm just going to use. I could have put a piece of like double-sided adhesive. You know, stuck that to the cardstock and then die cut it with the wafer die for these little whiskers. But honestly, I can just go like this. But same thing. Where's the wafer die for this? She's got it placed so that you could also use the wafer die and like die cut it from this, and then, you know, it's all placed out. But I did it all separately because I just like to glue it down separately. It just works. It just works. So I can just press it. And with these, I'm just going to kind of sort of eyeball it. Because reverse tweezers for the win. And then just a little bit of glue. You don't need much. Just a smidge. And then I can just go like that. And then it's just going to be all cute. There we go. And then we just got to adhere the other ones. So just grab it with the reverse tweezers, add a smidge of glue, dab off a little bit of the excess with my finger, and then place it down. And then he's going to have these cute little whiskers. Smidge him in a little bit closer. Yeah, he looks so cute. Okay. He would also look really cute with googly eyes. Yeah. If I remember, I'll try and dig through my stash and see if I know I've got googly eyes that would work. Because I have like all the sizes of the googly eyes. So we totally could. Okay. Let's adhere these remaining little whiskers. Just like that. Look how adorable he is. I love it. Okay. You could draw them in with a gel pen too. Yeah, you could if you are good at eyeballing it. I would rather just use the dies because that took me no time at all. But yeah, even if you didn't didn't have the die for the placement, you know, because it has the holes in it and I would use that as a pencil, you could also just, especially if it's a different brand of, you know, you're trying to look at something to line it up, use a pencil and draw like where you want to put things to give yourself the visual, because you can always erase those pencil marks. Okay, so we did that, and then we just gotta adhere his little tail. And we've got our cute little bunny. Look how cute he is. Love it. Okay. So there's our little bunny. And then he can be holding all kinds of things. There's a whole die set in this release of Easter holder add-ons, I think it was called. So there's like a basket. There's tons of little elements in that die set. I didn't use that today because he's going to be holding the big carrot, which I had. There it is. I'm going to have him hold this ginormous carrot. This is the little carrot shaker wafer die set, which you can die cut this, and then you would use these wafer dies to die cut the center portion out. So then you'll be left with just a frame, and then you can make it into like an actual shaker, which would be super cute. But I just die cut this piece from 2 pieces of cardstock. And let me put this away before I lose him. I'll put him right there. Okay. Don't want to lose that. So I just die cut the big carrot from a scrap of orange and a scrap of green cardstock. And because it's one wafer die, I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm just going to eyeball it. It should be fine. It'll be fine. I'll just follow the curve of the stitch line like that. Like that. So he's going to have this ginormous carrot. And then it'll be like that. But we need to add ink to him too, because we don't want him sitting there all naked. So, I don't need the brown, I need orange and green. And I also die cut from the little bunny holder die set. There's this little carrot, so you could have him holding like a bundle of carrots. And that's what I was originally going to do, but then I was like, wait a minute. I got this great big carrot. Let's use that. But I did die cut a bunch of these because I'll have them, I think, in my scene. I die cut a bunch of pieces of the little carrots. So the plan is, and now I'm thinking googly eyes. Just a sec. Googly eyes. Googly eyes. Of course, like I said, I have a ton of them. You just gotta be, oh, okay. Careful with this container. Do that, or do I want to do like bigger ones? Yeah. Okay. Let's take a couple googly eyes. And since I'm using googly eyes, I'm actually going to peel off carefully the little eyeballs that I did place. These are technically self-adhesive, I think. They usually are. But I don't like... Where's my die pick? Where did it run off to? There it is. I don't like the... I don't trust the adhesive on these things. So I just remove the backing. And then I use my actual liquid adhesive. Because I think that'll hold better than the little self-adhesive bits. So if we take that off, there we go. There we go. And then this just makes them look more derpy, and I'm here for it. So now he's got googly eyes. Love it. Can't go wrong with it. I don't know why. The derpier the better. I'm here for it. So now we just gotta let that glue dry, and we got a derpy little bunny with his little googly eyes. So love it. Okay. So he's gonna be hanging out on our background. We'll come back to him. We gotta add some dimension and depth to our carrot pieces. So I die cut everything just from a random orange cardstock in my scrap bin. And then the carrot tops I die cut from, I think it was Simon's green leaf cardstock. Pretty sure that's what I used. Okay. So we got our little derpy bunny, and then he needs his little field of carrots along with the ginormous one he discovered, because that's just what we do. So then to add ink to these pieces, we'll use field green and a blending brush. And same thing, we'll just build up a bit more depth with the ink. Just like so. Okay. The glue I'm using is Simon Says Stamps Craft Tacky glue. Everything so far I have listed and linked in the supplies in the description box below the video, and I pinned it to the top of the chat as well. When it comes to glue, this is basically all I use, is Simon's Craft Tacky glue, and I just stick it in there. There's a lot of options nowadays. and use the glue that works for you. You know? Okay. So that was that. Simple. And then for the carrot pieces, we'll use sherbet ink. And just blend that on here to give this more depth. So one of the easiest ways to add dimension to die cuts is just blend a little ink on it. Here we go. He's like a cartoon. Yeah, he is. He does look like a cartoon character with the googly eyes. Love it. Love it. Okay. And then we'll just kind of go back and forth on these pieces with the ink because they're smaller. And most of these are going to get like kind of tucked into the grass, which I'll get to in a second. So we're not going to see like the bottoms of them. I might maybe stick them. We'll see. I got a rough idea of how I'm going to put this whole scene together, but we're just going to see. So let's just add ink to those pieces. So there's our carrots. Doop, doop. And then all our little pieces. Just like so. Get them off of here. So I can wipe this mat off again. Because I still have one more thing I want to ink blend on. And I do not want to get orange ink all over it. Okay. Hello, Mari. Yeah, I'm very just particular about my glue. Kind of like, well, I'm particular about everything, honestly, let's be honest. But there are a lot of good glues on the market. So none of them are better or worse than others. It literally just, in my opinion, comes down to personal preference. Like I've tried other glues in the last few years and I immediately just didn't like them because I'm used to the Craft Tacky glue, which is one of the thickest glues. That's what I like. That's what I like. But yeah, use whatever works for you. I'm gonna kind of trim that. There we go. So then all I gotta do is add some glue. And then I can line that up. And then we got our big carrot. There we go. So we got him and then all these little pieces. Super easy. Just stick some glue on. Like that. And then use my little embellishment wand to pick up those pieces and line them up like so. So then we've got all these little carrots. And just make sure I've got everything properly lined up. Yep. And then let that glue dry. And then repeat on the last ones. Doop. Doop. And then we can just go like that. And like that. And like that. There we go. And now that I'm like, this is staring at me, I'm also going to take just a white gel pen. This is my Jelly Roll 10. I don't have it linked. I can link it afterwards, but just a white gel pen. I'm still planning on adding splatter to this, but the gel pen lets me add little highlights like exactly where I want them. So I can go in and do that. Just like so. Just to give everything a little extra dimension. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I'll do the same thing with this big carrot. Just add some little highlights to that. And then just follow the little stitch lines. Just again to give a little more detail. Yeah, I like it. Here we go. And then I'll quickly do the same thing to these ones because they've got the little stitching and like piercing detail as well. So I'll just follow that. Draw some lines above it. Draw some little lines on the greenery pieces. And that just gives everything a little extra something something. Just like that. Doop and doop. Perfect. He is a happy guy. Can't blame him though, because like he found this big snack. I've mentioned that in videos. A lot of times when I'm in here alone, working, making things, if it involves like critters, critter stamps, critter die cuts, things like that, I will like in my head just start making up little scenarios for them. I don't know why. I know I'm completely insane, but it works. It works. So I got all those. And then I used the Grass Border Die. Yeah. And I die cut it twice from a piece of lighter green cardstock than what I use for the tops. That big carrot looks like a state fair winner. Yeah, probably. And he's stealing it. So we're okay with that. So move him up out of the way. I have a love-hate relationship with the white gel pens. They seem to work. White gel pen, any gel pen, doesn't have to be a white one. Gel pens, you need to use them consistently. I've talked about this off and on in other videos. If they sit for very long periods of time, right in the very tip, it dries out. So there are ways to get it working again if yours has dried out and it's not working, is get like some scrap paper and like try to scribble it. I just use my fingers and I'll wipe off, and try and remove any bit that's dried out. Warming this up also works. So I would stick it right in my bra and just let body heat warm this up. So like warming it up a little bit helps too. And a lot of times, and then like working it, and I've talked about this, even like scribbling it on the palm of your hand because the palm of your hand is warm. And more often than not, I can get it working. But the biggest thing is using it consistently. You don't have to use it like every single day, but using it consistently. I have not had this one dry out on me, and I use it quite often, maybe once a week. I'm not sure how exact often I use it a lot, but I don't use it every single day, and it doesn't dry out. So hopefully that works. And then, do you ever play with alcohol inks? Sometimes. It's been a while. I don't use them very often. They're fun. I like alcohol inks. I don't work with them too often, more so because it's just not my forte. I guess I like seeing what other people create with them, and then I just don't. One of these days, though, I'll pull them out again. I can actually see them from here. They're sitting on a shelf, and use them. But yeah, for whatever reason, I just don't reach for my alcohol inks very often. But they're an interesting medium to play with. So I die cut the 2 layers of cardstock, and I just staggered, like I die cut this one higher up and this one so I can stagger them together to give a little more, again, depth and dimension to everything. Will rubbing alcohol help on the penny? I wouldn't bother when trying to revitalize, but I mean, you could try, maybe? Yeah. Or even like a little alcohol wipe, or put a little bit of alcohol on a little like piece of paper towel and you could scroll and that might clean out. Because it's generally more often than not when it stops working, it's just because it's dried right in there. But those little tips I said about like warming it up a little bit, scribbling on your hand, and then scribbling on scrap paper, usually, for me anyway, that's all I've ever needed to do. So now our grass has more depth. Yeah, don't use a lighter. No lighter. You just, like I said, like I stick in my bra, a little bit of body heat, stick it under your armpit even, that sort of a thing. Don't use a lighter. That you're going to melt the plastic and potentially cause a fire. You don't want that. But yeah, because I had someone say they had a heated blanket and the pen had fallen on it and they, had forgot about it and that worked. And I was like, well, yeah, a little bit of heat, a little bit. You don't need it a lot. Just a little bit of heat will work. So yeah. And then the other thing is just consistency. Okay. So we got our background. We got the grass, which, yeah. Okay. Ooh, let's not lose that. So we can adhere. I already got a glue goober. Okay. So we're going to adhere this to the background. And let's keep me from getting glue everywhere. So we'll go right to there. There we go. So we can adhere that like this. To the bottom of our cardstock. And then I've stuck it in hot water, like the base. Yeah. Yeah. Just a little bit of warmth will usually get it going again within reason. You just don't want to overdo it. Okay. So I got the first layer and then just trim off the excess. So there's little grassy bits. And then I can adhere this layer, which when I die cut this, I don't think my cardstock was straight. And now it's like curved. Whatever. I'll just adhere it and then I can trim off the excess. It'll be fine. Just go like that. Yeah. We can just run a line of glue just along the bottom here. And then I can just go like this. There we go. And I can just do the same thing. I can flip this over and just trim off the little bits that are hanging over the edges. There we go. Same thing with that piece. Just use the edge of the cardstock. There we go. That works. So we got our little grassy bit. And then we can tuck him in with his ginormous carrot. And then he can be holding. I love it. I love it. So good. Okay, we're gonna add some glue. He looks so derpy, and I love it. Okay. Add some glue. We'll add some more glue to glue him into place. Add some glue to that. There we go. Don't need a whole lot. And then tuck him back in. Just like that. Oh, I was going to add... Where do I want the baker's twine? Oh, before I adhere him, I want to add baker's twine before the glue has a chance to fully set. So, gonna go like this and like that. And then wrap it around a couple times. Okay, now he can sit. Because I got a little ahead of myself and I wanted to add the baker's twine. There we go. That works. So now the glue can adhere, and while it's doing that, I can tie this in a bow. Okay, let's put the bow like right there. Where's my tweezers? Reverse tweezers for the win. Start the knot, pinch it closed, and then that can just hold it for me while I form my bow. Just like so. And I haven't pulled anything tight yet, because especially when you're working with baker's twine, because it's multiple threads like twisted together, I don't want to pull it tight until I'm ready. Because if you pull it tight and then you're trying to adjust it, it's going to keep twisting, and then that's how it ends up looking all wonky. So I'm going to get it the way I want it first, or as close to, you know, how I want it, and then I can pull it tight. Okay. So now I can pull them tight. It's not fully tight yet, so I can still like do a little bit of adjusting, and it's already starting to twist. So untwist. Okay. Pull it tight. Remove the tweezers. Pull it tight again. And then I can just pinch it with my thumb. There we go. And I got my little baker's twine bow. So I can then take this and just trim that off, just like so. So now we've got our little bit of baker's twine, just to give it that little extra something. And then we've got all these little extra carrots that I had planned to okay. Some of these I'll just trim a little bit off, and then that way I can tuck it in like that. So I can tuck that one in there. If I trim off a bit of that one, I can tuck this one into that layer. There we go. Put another little dab of glue on there. Oh, this is turning out cute. This is fun. Okay. Let's got that one. We can have one laying just on the ground, because obviously he was digging through them till he found the prize. Again, you guys, welcome to the chaos. Welcome to my ridiculous headspace. Lay that one right there. Yep. Okay, I gotta move those out of the way so I can actually reach my drink. I know, right? He did hit the jackpot. He hit the jackpot and is having a wonderful day. So, let's trim off a little bit on that one. And then we can tuck this guy into here. There we go. Just like that. Yep. So got that one. And then this one, let's trim quite a bit off. Let's go like that. And we can tuck him under there. Just like this. Lift up this little bit of grass. Tuck him right behind. Get over there. No, yep. We're good. We're good. And then, yeah, let's adhere this last one. Just pile it right up on top of the other one. I love it. So ridiculous. Love it. And then, but wait, there's more. I use the is it butterfly border? Is that what it's called? Yeah, butterfly border wafer die. I only use the 2 littlest butterflies. This is another one of those ones where you can die cut the border, and then the individual pieces you can die cut from different colors, and they fit. So the large butterfly covers those pieces, the medium one covers these, and then the small one. You can create like a multicolor border. But I just took the 2 little butterflies and I just die cut them from scraps of pink cardstock because I thought we could add those, just kind of sprinkle them on the background here. So have like one there, one there. Stick one like right there. Ooh, I want my sentiment though. Where? Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. So we'll have some little butterflies on here as well. So for these little guys, I'll adhere them with some craft tacky glue. And I just put the adhesive right in the center, like this, so that the little body parts can kind of pop up a little bit, give it a little extra bit of dimension. And then we can take that, do the same thing with these ones. Add all these little bits just to finish off this little border, or not border, these are the border dies, but finish off this little background. And look how cute he is. Seriously. But wait, there's more. We're of course gonna add splatter. Okay, let me move. I need that sentiment because I'm gonna use that in a minute. But we need that splatter because that's what we do here. Let me pop my brushes, get those out of the way. Okay. So we have got splatter. Got our little bunny. Got our magnet and splatter. We'll add some white splatter, of course. It's just some white gouache. Stick that on my palette. Where's my fan brush? There's my fan brush. Okay. Put that on there. Add a bit of water to thin out the gouache. Get that mixed up real nice. And then go around. splattery bits to everything because we can. More is more. Okay. Do you ever use tubed white paint? No, I don't. Okay. I prefer gouache because it's easier to clean up because gouache is water reactive. Acrylic paint is not. Although I do use the distress paint, but those don't come in tubes. Those come in little containers. Okay. So we have white splatter, which I need this to be dry because I do want to add just a smidge of black splatter, which I know freaks people out. But I want this first batch of splatter to be dry first because otherwise the black splatter sometimes can start mixing and it just gets a little weird. It just gets a little weird. So I'm just going to take my heat tool and just very lightly start drying it. Okay. Now we'll add a smidge of black splatter. Okay. How do you store ephemera? In the packages it comes in. I don't have any tips on that. I keep most of the things in the packages they come in. I find that's just the easiest way for me to categorize them. So black gouache, a little bit of water, swirl this up, and this I'm going to have a much lighter hand with because it's black, and we don't want like big splotches of black, but just a bit, not a ton. Just a few. There we go. Just a bit. I say just a bit and then I start going all over the whole back. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. So this black gouache, and this applies to pretty much anything, clean immediately. It stains everything. So I immediately clean up that. I don't worry. It literally stains everything. Don't care. Don't care at all. So yeah, it just gives little extra texture. So there we go. And then we need sentiments, which I did. Okay, I got a scrap of the same sea glass cardstock, and then I have the Easter greetings set with the Pretty Pink Posh font. That's what I call it. It's the Pretty Pink Posh font. When I see this, I always know it's like, oh, that's a Pretty Pink Posh set. So I got the little Hoppy Easter sentiment. Here we go. So we're going to heat emboss this onto this piece of sea glass cardstock. But I'm going to stamp it with black ink. So I don't need to heat emboss it, but that prevents me from smearing it. So we can use our anti-static powder tool. And then I'm just going to stamp the sentiment with VersaFine Claire Nocturne ink. Just like that. There we go. And then I can cover this with some clear embossing powder. Just like that. Tap off the excess. Yep. And then put this lid on before I knock this over, because, you know, that wouldn't be fun. Okay. And then I'm going to wipe off the sentiment, put it with the packaging before I forget. I'm going to keep that out because I'm going to need it in a second, because we got to stamp a sentiment on the inside. And we just got to melt this with our heat tool. I know, right? I love the font on Pretty Pink Posh's sentiments. I always have. And that's melted. We'll die cut that one in a second. I was going to use... Where's the inside of my card? Okay. There's the inside of my card. And then... Yeah, I'll use the Some Bunny Loves You. I thought that was cute. It's just cute. So I'll use that little sentiment on the inside. Because why not? Why not? So we'll stick that. Get everything... There we go. Okay. So we'll stick that right there. Yeah. Yeah. And then we'll stamp that with that same black ink. Love it. So that'll be And then, put that with its packaging. And then if we take, let's put that there. Oop. If we take some more, I die cut more of these little butterflies from scraps. So we'll add just a few of these to the inside too. Because why not? Why not? So we can adhere these little die cut butterflies. I got another glue goober. Go away. So we'll adhere those to the inside. And it'll just finish off the inside of the card. You know? You know? And then we can stick one right there. And there's the inside of our card. So, super cute and super easy. Just like so. And then we've got our card front, which is going to cover. Just want to make sure everything lines up. I think my card base is just a little bit too wide, which happens every once in a while. So all I'm going to do is trim down, just shave off a little bit from the card base. Just a smidge. That should be enough. That should work. Maybe just a hair more. Just a hair more. Yep. Okay. So, we got our card base. We got the card front, which is now going to properly cover everything. In fact, I can still take a smidge First off, make sure make sure all my splatters actually dry. I gotta take just a smidge off the bottom as well. Just a little bit. And you just gotta be careful with it because I'm cutting through multiple layers of cardstock here. Trim off this little fuzzy. This is the kind of stuff I do behind the scenes quite often, and I don't include in my videos because it's boring. There we go. There we go. Yeah, a hair more. Yes. Yep. So then we can adhere this, and this will cover my card base. Doop, 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 doop. Just like so. There we go. All right. There we go. All right. And then I start kind of at the top corner. This is also why I use liquid glue, because that gives me that little extra time to wiggle everything into place and line everything up. There we go. And then I'll just stick my Misty on top of it. We'll just cover him up for a second. Not because he's ugly, he's adorable, we love him, but just to hold a bit of weight down. Actually, I'll use my magnets because the eyeballs make this uneven. Let me grab a couple of my magnets. I can stick those onto here. And then just let that glue dry. There we go. That'll work. And then I just need the little coordinating wafer die for this sentiment, which I think is this one. Yep, which sticks to the magnet, of course. Okay, we got die cut our little sentiment here with the coordinating wafer die. So we just got to line him up just like so. Yep. We get him lined up, and then we can die cut him. Get my magnets out of the way. And then, how cute. How cute. Love it. Do I need to die cut? Do I want to bother? Do I want to bother, honestly? I was going to pop this up with foam squares. Now I'm just thinking about... I mean, I could. Or I could just, I'm just going to die cut. I got this piece. Let's just die cut a couple extra layers. That'll make my life a little easier. Save us all the aggravation. Isn't he just the cutest thing ever? I've been itching to use this little guy since this release came out. I think he's just cute. Alright. So we can adhere those. And then I'm actually going to use just like the corner. This will make sense in a second. I need to build up just that bottom portion. Yeah. Rather than fiddle with foam tape, I can just use those little pieces Okay. That'll work. So, if we take this and adhere it to a die cut, because that'll build up just a bit of dimension. And then these pieces, I don't need this one, I just need that. Because then I can adhere these little pieces right behind this. And that will give the extra layers needed to kind of even this out so that this piece isn't just hanging off the edge, if that makes sense. Because then when I go to adhere this, yeah, see, now it lays straight. Another one of the finicky things that I'll do sometimes. Doesn't always need to be done, but yeah. I can add the adhesive. Got my sentiment. And then I can just press that down. And then we just gotta let the glue dry. There we go. And I managed to break a nail doing this. Good job, Amy. Ah, that's funny. There's our little bunny Easter card. He turned out so cute. Okay, I am like sweating, y'all. Like I said, doing like bonus lives for whatever reason. I don't know why I get so stressed out over them. It's ridiculous. But there's our card. And he's got little googly eyes. He's super happy, and you know, because he found the biggest carrot ever. That'll keep him happy for a little bit. And super easy stencil background. And then the inside's all cute, but it's still light enough that I can easily write over this. And then yeah, for those watching and for those watching on replay, because I will keep the little giveaway. I'll mail this card out to a random winner. The giveaway form is in the description box below the video, and I'll just pick a winner tomorrow morning. And then I'll mail this out along with all the other cards that I have to mail out to my live stream winners. And that's it. Let me zoom in a little bit. That is it. This was fun. I need to do there we go. I need to do more random bonus lives. I also need to fix my nail because yeah, I like snapped the end off of it. I don't even know how I did that, but whatever. And yeah, no unpaid intern. During the week he has like work and other things. That's why I do my lives on Sundays, because then he's able to help me out. But yeah, when I'm doing the bonus ones, I gotta multitask and do everything myself. It was. Yeah, him pulling out this carrot, that was a workout. So now he can, you know, sit and gorge himself and have a grand old time. I'm going to save this. I save all my bits of cardstock. Because you never... Oh, and I need to put that wafer die back with everything else. Because otherwise I'm going to lose it. And that wouldn't be cool. But yeah, there's my cute little bonus live bunny Easter card. I'll do, like always, the photos and social medias and all, you know, all the things. Same old. Nothing new there. And then yeah, tomorrow I'll pick a random winner. I'll mail you the card. You know, so you'll get a silly little goofy little Easter card in the mail, because why not? Why not? Oh, I'm going to need to put a magnet on top of him for a second. Let that glue... There. Let that glue dry. And yeah, everything is listed and linked below, like I always do. And Yeah, not bad on time either, am I? It's an hour and 15. Not bad. Usually my lives end up being like 2.5 hours, whatever. But if I could keep them a little bit shorter, I would do more frequent ones. We'll see. I make no promises. As always, my life, ooh, see, I nearly knocked over my entire thing of tools. My life is chaos. I try not to plan or promise anything ahead of time because usually when I do, I wasn't even sure I was actually going to be able to go live today because things just are nuts. But it worked, and I'm glad you guys were able to tune in with very little notice. Oh, and I want to remember, I will link my white gel pen because I forgot to add that. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. And if I don't catch you on another live this week, I don't have any plans right now to do another bonus one, but you never know. But if I don't, my schedule is generally 2 p.m. Central on Sundays. On Sundays, we go live. So if I don't see you before then, I'll see you on that one. And then, of course, I have several videos coming this week, like pre-recorded, edited ones that aren't just me making up stories about derpy bunnies. There we go. There we go. So I will be back with that. And yeah, I appreciate you guys. And I will see you all very soon in the next video. Bye. Thank you so much to my amazing Patreon supporters. For anyone that might be interested in joining my Patreon community and supporting me, the link to my Patreon is in the description box below the video. For everyone else, as always, thank you all so much for taking the time to watch my videos, for thumbs upping, commenting, subscribe if you haven't, I'd love to have you. And here's a couple other videos for you to check out in case you missed them. Bye!